In a world filled with challenges and distractions, focusing on yourself is not selfish, it's essential for growth and success. To become the best version of yourself, you must invest in your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. The 10 Stoic lessons shared here offer a roadmap for self-improvement in 2025, guiding you to align with your true desires and values. By mastering these lessons, you'll build inner strength, resilience, and clarity, empowering you to face any obstacle with confidence. Remember, when you focus on yourself and embrace the work of personal growth, you can bring your best self to your relationships, work, and the world. Lesson 1: Self-discovery and worthiness, the foundation of your inner world. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted wilderness. This wilderness isn't outside of you, it's within. Self-discovery is the journey of stepping into that inner landscape, with all its valleys of doubt and peaks of potential. But here's the twist: this isn't just about finding yourself, it's about recognizing your inherent worthiness along the way. Why self-discovery matters. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages of what we should be, richer, thinner, smarter, more accomplished, it's easy to lose touch with who we already are. The first lesson, then, is not about striving but pausing. It's the act of peeling back the layers of external expectations to see the core of your own values, passions, and identity. The paradox of worthiness. We often tie our sense of worth to external validation, success, relationships, accolades. But the truth is, worthiness is not something you earn, it's something you realize. Think of it like the stars. Whether or not you look up to see them, they are always there, shining. Your worthiness is the same, an undeniable presence that simply requires your attention. A thought experiment to ignite your self-discovery. Ask yourself, what would I do, think, or create if I knew I was already enough? This question removes the shackles of insecurity and fear, allowing you to act from a place of authenticity. It's not about perfection but progress. Every choice you make from this space strengthens your foundation of self-worth. Stoic wisdom applied. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig." The Stoics understood that self-discovery is less about adding to yourself and more about uncovering what's already there. You are the wellspring of strength and virtue. You only need the courage to uncover it. An intriguing takeaway. Your journey of self-discovery isn't about finding a better version of yourself. It's about meeting the most authentic version of you. And when you do, you'll realize something profound. You were never unworthy to begin with. You were simply waiting to see it for yourself. So, are you ready to venture into the wilderness within? The path might be winding, but every step brings you closer to the truth of your own brilliance. Lesson 2: The power of self-focus, sharpening your inner lens. Imagine trying to read a map while staring at a distant horizon, your eyes constantly drawn to what others are doing, achieving, or claiming as success. This is how most of us live, fixated on external distractions, yet wondering why our paths feel so unclear. Lesson 2 calls for a bold pivot. Turn your gaze inward and harness the transformative power of self-focus. The myth of multitasking. Modern life sells us the illusion that juggling a million tasks and tracking everyone else's progress is the key to success. But this splintered attention weakens us. Imagine sunlight scattered across a field. It's warm but unfocused. Now concentrate that light through a magnifying glass. Suddenly it has the power to ignite. That's the potential of self-focus. Why self-focus is revolutionary. Self-focus isn't selfish, it's strategic. When you stop trying to compete with others and start competing with yesterday's version of yourself, you enter a league of your own. The distractions fall away, and the path forward becomes not only clearer but deeply personal. Your energy, no longer divided, becomes a force capable of profound transformation. A practice to amplify self-focus. Each day, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that will make me better tomorrow? Let this question guide your actions. Over time, these small, intentional choices compound, creating momentum toward mastery. The world outside may still clamor for your attention, but your focus remains unwavering, like an archer aiming straight for the bullseye. Stoic insights on self-focus. The Stoics were masters of this art. Epictetus reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you reclaim your power. The opinions of others, the chaos of the world, and the noise of comparison lose their grip. An intriguing revelation. Here's the secret: the more you focus on yourself, the less you'll worry about others, and paradoxically, the more others will notice you. Why? Because true self-focus breeds excellence, and excellence commands respect. The call to action. So, step away from the endless scroll of comparison and redirect that energy inward. Become your own benchmark, your own competition, and your own masterpiece in progress. The more you hone your inner lens, the brighter and more impactful your life becomes. What could you achieve if you gave yourself permission to focus entirely on your own growth? The answer lies in the clarity of your next move. Lesson 3: Handling criticism and staying grounded. The art of unshakable grace. Criticism, it's the shadow that looms over every daring move. Whether it's a whispered remark, a stinging rebuke, or the silent judgment in someone's gaze, it can rattle even the most confident among us. But here's the paradox. Criticism is inevitable, yet how you handle it defines whether it becomes a stepping stone or a stumbling block. Lesson 3 is about mastering the art of staying grounded in the storm of opinions. The truth about criticism. Criticism often tells us more about the critic than about ourselves. It reflects their fears, biases, and perspectives, shaped by their own life experiences. Once you realize this, criticism loses its sting. You see it not as a personal attack but as a passing wave in the vast ocean of human interaction. Reframing criticism as feedback. Imagine criticism as a mirror, but one that shows a distorted reflection. Your task is to analyze it with curiosity rather than react emotionally. Is there a kernel of truth that can help you grow? Or is it merely noise, revealing nothing of value? Both outcomes are useful. One teaches you to improve, the other teaches you resilience. A grounding exercise. When faced with criticism, pause and ask yourself 3 questions. Is this criticism valid? Can it help me grow? Does it align with my values and goals? By filtering criticism through these lenses, you transform it into a tool for self-awareness rather than a source of insecurity. Stoic wisdom for staying grounded. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, advised, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." The Stoics teach us that criticism only holds power if we let it. By detaching from others' opinions, you regain control over your peace of mind. An intriguing perspective. Here's a radical thought: criticism can be a compliment in disguise. It often means you're doing something bold, something that challenges the status quo. The higher you climb, the more visible you become, and the more criticism you'll attract. This isn't a sign to shrink back, it's proof that you're on a meaningful path. The call to action. The next time criticism strikes, don't crumble or retaliate. Stand firm, like a tree rooted in deep soil, unmoved by the wind. Use criticism as a compass to refine your direction, not as a force to dictate your self-worth. When you learn to handle criticism with grace and stay grounded in your truth, you become unshakable. And in a world quick to judge, your calm confidence will not only inspire but quietly disarm. Lesson 4: Turning negativity into motivation, alchemy of the mind. Negativity is like a storm cloud, casting shadows over your ambitions and dampening your spirit. But what if you could harness its energy instead of letting it drain you? Lesson 4 is about mastering a mental alchemy, transforming the weight of negativity into the fuel that propels you forward. The nature of negativity. Negativity comes in many forms: the inner critic whispering doubts, the naysayers belittling your dreams, or the setbacks that make progress feel impossible. Most people see it as an obstacle, but here's the secret: negativity contains raw energy. When channeled correctly, it becomes a powerful motivator. The art of reframing. Think of negativity as a forge. Just as fire refines metal, adversity sharpens your resolve. When someone says, "You can't," Translated to, watch me. When failure whispers, you're not enough, respond with, I'm just getting started. Reframing negativity isn't denial, it's domination. You take control of the narrative and rewrite it in your favor. A powerful exercise. The next time you encounter negativity, write it down. Then, beside it, write a response that flips it into a challenge or motivation. For example, you're not good enough. I'll work until I'm undeniable. This is too hard. This difficulty will make me stronger. This simple practice turns negativity into a personal call to action. Stoic insights on negativity. The Stoics embraced hardship as an essential ingredient of growth. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Negativity, when confronted with wisdom and courage, ceases to be a barrier, it becomes the very path to greatness. An intriguing shift in perspective. Here's a thought to ignite your imagination. Negativity is not the enemy. It's the ally you didn't know you had. Every criticism, every failure, every doubt can become a tool you wield rather than a weapon used against you. The more negativity you face, the more opportunities you have to build resilience and strength. The call to action. Negativity is inevitable, but your response is a choice. Will you let it define you, or will you let it refine you? Learn to meet negativity with curiosity and courage, and it will transform from a burden into a gift. When you master the art of turning negativity into motivation, you unlock an unshakable drive. The world may throw shadows your way, but you'll walk through them with a light that only grows brighter. Lesson 5. Strategies for consistent personal growth. Building a ladder to your highest self. Imagine climbing a ladder that extends endlessly into the sky. Each rung represents progress, effort, and the lessons you've embraced. This is the essence of personal growth, not a destination but a continual ascent. Lesson 5 reveals the strategies to ensure your climb is steady, purposeful, and ever-reaching toward your greatest potential. The trap of comfort. Comfort is the silent enemy of growth. It whispers, stay here, it's safe. But nothing extraordinary happens in comfort zones. Growth demands stepping into discomfort, where challenges stretch your abilities and fortify your resilience. The trick is not to leap into the unknown recklessly but to take deliberate steps that push your limits without overwhelming you. The power of micro-progress. Consistent growth doesn't come from dramatic changes but from small, intentional actions repeated daily. These are the rungs on your ladder. For example, instead of reading an entire book in one sitting, commit to just 10 pages a day. Instead of overhauling your diet overnight, introduce one healthy habit at a time. Small wins build momentum, and momentum creates transformation. 3 growth strategies to keep climbing. Set dynamic goals. Goals are your compass, but they must evolve as you grow. Break them into short-term, actionable steps while keeping your long-term vision in sight. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can achieve this week to bring me closer to my ultimate goal? Embrace feedback loops. Growth isn't linear, it's iterative. Regularly assess your progress and adapt. What's working? What isn't? The willingness to refine your approach is what separates those who stagnate from those who thrive. Adopt a growth mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, view them as opportunities to learn. Carol Dweck, the psychologist who coined the term, reminds us that effort is the path to mastery. The more you try, the more you grow. Stoic guidance on growth. Epictetus declared, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a figure. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." The Stoics understood that growth requires patience, persistence, and faith in the process. An intriguing mindset shift. Here's the twist. Personal growth is less about adding to yourself and more about uncovering and refining what's already within you. Think of yourself as a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. The masterpiece is already there. Your job is to reveal it, one strike at a time. The call to action. Growth isn't about perfection, it's about progression. Choose one strategy today and commit to it. Let each step, no matter how small, reinforce your climb. As you build your ladder, remember, the ascent may be endless, but so are the possibilities. And with each rung, you rise closer to becoming the most empowered version of yourself. Lesson 6. Staying true to your purpose, the compass of your soul. Life is full of distractions, detours, and dazzling promises of success that often pull us off course. In the midst of this chaos, staying true to your purpose is like holding a steady compass in a storm. It keeps you grounded, focused, and aligned with what truly matters. Lesson 6 is about finding and fiercely protecting your purpose so you can navigate life with clarity and conviction. The illusion of purpose. Many mistake purpose for external achievements, a prestigious career, wealth, or recognition. But these are milestones, not destinations. True purpose is an internal fire, fueled by your values, passions, and the impact you want to leave on the world. It's deeply personal and often quiet, whispering rather than shouting, yet it has the power to shape your life. Why purpose fades? Purpose doesn't vanish, it gets buried under obligations, fear, and the pursuit of approval. When you live by others' expectations, your purpose becomes a faint echo. To reclaim it, you must silence the noise around you and listen to your inner voice, the one that already knows your truth. How to stay true to your purpose. Define it clearly. Write down your purpose in one sentence. It doesn't need to be grand or perfect, just authentic. For example, to inspire others through creativity, or to cultivate kindness in every interaction. This clarity becomes your guiding star. Align your actions, audit your daily life. Are your actions moving you closer to your purpose, or are they distractions in disguise? Small, intentional changes, like saying no to tasks that don't align, keep you on course. Anchoring your why purpose is sustained by meaning. When challenges arise, reconnect with why you started. Ask yourself, what impact do I want to create, and why does it matter to me? This deeper connection fuels perseverance. Stoic wisdom on purpose. Marcus Aurelius reflected, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The Stoics believed that purpose wasn't something you waited to discover, it was something you actively lived. Staying true to it meant aligning thoughts, actions, and choices with your higher self, moment by moment. An intriguing thought experiment. Imagine standing at the end of your life, looking back. What will matter most? The accolades or the moments when you lived in harmony with your purpose? Visualizing this helps strip away the unimportant and illuminates what truly deserves your focus. The call to action. Staying true to your purpose isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. Life will test your resolve, but every time you choose purpose over distraction, you strengthen your sense of self and leave an indelible mark on the world. So, what is your compass pointing toward? The answer lies not in what the world wants from you, but in what your soul has been whispering all along. Lesson 7. The discipline of detachment. Mastering freedom through letting go. Imagine holding onto a rope so tightly that your hands begin to bleed. The harder you grip, the more pain you feel, yet letting go seems unthinkable. This is how attachment binds us, whether to possessions, people, or outcomes. Lesson 7 is about learning the discipline of detachment, not as an act of abandonment, but as a path to true freedom and peace. The weight of attachment. Attachment creates suffering because it ties your happiness to something outside of yourself. You cling to a promotion, a relationship, or an ideal version of life, believing you can't be complete without it. But the truth is, nothing external was ever meant to define you. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop depending. Why detachment is a discipline? Letting go isn't a one-time act, it's a practice. It requires mindfulness to notice when attachment takes root and courage to release it. This isn't about cold indifference. It's about loving deeply and striving passionately without letting your identity hinge on what you can't control. How to cultivate detachment. Focus on effort, not outcome. Detach from results and redirect your energy toward what you can control, your effort, discipline, and attitude. Whether you succeed or fail, your self-worth remains intact. Recognize impermanence. Everything in life is temporary. By accepting this, you learn to appreciate what you have while it lasts and let it go when the time comes. Ask yourself, would I still be at peace if this were gone tomorrow? Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. Instead of obsessing over what you might lose, celebrate what you already have. This mindset reduces the grip of attachment. Stoic insights on detachment. Epictetus taught, it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. The Stoics believed that detachment was the key to inner tranquility. By separating what you can control, your thoughts and actions, from what you can't, everything else, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. An intriguing perspective. Here's a paradox. Detachment doesn't weaken your connections, it strengthens them. When you're no longer desperate to own or control something, you engage with it more authentically. Love becomes purer, ambition more focused, and experiences more fulfilling when they're not weighed down by fear of loss. The call to action. Detachment is not about giving up, it's about rising above. It's the discipline of holding the world loosely, knowing that your inner peace is unshakable. Begin by identifying one area of your life where attachment holds you back. Ask yourself, what would happen if I let go? When you master the discipline of detachment, you discover the ultimate freedom, the ability to navigate life with grace, untouched by its storms. In letting go, you don't lose, it's where you find yourself. Lesson 8. Mastering time and energy. The blueprint for an extraordinary life. Time and energy. These are your two most precious currencies. Unlike money, they can never be replenished. Yet, most people squander them on distractions, obligations that don't serve them, and pursuits that lead nowhere. Lesson 8 is about mastering these resources, transforming them into a force that fuels your purpose and amplifies your potential. The illusion of infinite time. Many live as if time stretches endlessly before them, postponing their dreams for someday. But someday is a mirage. The truth is stark, your time is finite, and every moment spent carelessly is a moment you'll never get back. This isn't a call to panic, it's a wake-up call to act with intention. Why energy is your hidden multiplier. Time alone is meaningless without the energy to use it well. Think of your day as a bucket of water. Each task, person, or thought you engage with takes a sip. By midday, are you left with enough energy for what truly matters? Mastering your energy means knowing where to pour it, and, more importantly, when to stop. Strategies for mastering time and energy. Prioritize relentlessly. Not everything deserves your attention. Use the Eisenhower matrix to categorize tasks into urgent, important, and irrelevant. Delegate or discard the noise and focus only on what aligns with your purpose. Guard your energy fiercely. Energy flows where attention goes. Avoid energy vampires, negative people, endless scrolling, and mindless tasks. Invest in habits that recharge you, exercise, meditation, and meaningful connections. Time block with intention. Schedule your day in blocks of focused work, rest, and reflection. Treat these blocks as sacred. When it's time to work, give it your all. When it's time to rest, let yourself truly relax. Master the art of saying no. Every yes to something trivial is a no to something significant. Learn to protect your time and energy by setting firm boundaries. Stoic wisdom on time and energy. Seneca warned us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The Stoics viewed time as the ultimate gift, urging us to live fully in the present while directing our energy toward what matters most. An intriguing perspective. Here's a thought to reframe your approach. Instead of thinking about how much time you have left, consider how much life you have left. Are you living fully in the hours you've been given, or simply existing through them? The call to action. Take inventory of your time and energy. Where are they being drained? What shifts can you make today to reclaim control? Start small. Eliminate one distraction. Block 1 hour for focused work, or say no to one thing that doesn't align. When you master your time and energy, you take ownership of your life. You stop drifting and start designing a future filled with intention, fulfillment, and impact. The clock is ticking, but instead of fearing it, let it drive you toward your greatest self. Lesson 9. Gratitude as a daily practice, unlocking the power of what you already have. Gratitude is more than a polite thank you or a fleeting feeling of appreciation. It's a state of mind, a lens through which life becomes richer, more vibrant, and more meaningful. Lesson 9 is about making gratitude a daily practice, transforming it from a passive emotion into an active force that rewires your perspective and elevates your life. Why gratitude is underestimated. Gratitude often feels simplistic, even cliché. People dismiss it, believing grander achievements or possessions will bring happiness. Yet those who chase more, without appreciating what they already have, find themselves endlessly dissatisfied. Gratitude doesn't just enhance what you have, it multiplies your capacity for joy and resilience. The science of gratitude. Studies show that practicing gratitude improves mental health, strengthens relationships, and increases overall life satisfaction. Why? Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. It rewires your brain to seek positivity, making you more attuned to the good in your life rather than the struggles. How to make gratitude a daily practice. Start small but consistent. Each morning or evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't need to be monumental. Simple joys like a good cup of coffee or a kind word from a friend count. Expand your gratitude lens. Don't just focus on the obvious blessings. Reflect on challenges too. What lessons have they taught you? What strengths have they revealed? Gratitude for struggles turns them into stepping stones. Express it outwardly. Gratitude gains power when shared. Tell someone why you appreciate them, write a heartfelt note, or simply smile at the stranger who held the door for you. Gratitude builds bridges. Stoic wisdom on gratitude. The Stoics believed gratitude was central to a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to be grateful even for the smallest of things. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. For the Stoics, gratitude wasn't passive, it was an active acknowledgement of life's fleeting beauty. An intriguing reframe. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine you wake up tomorrow with only the things you were grateful for today. What would remain? Your family? Your health? The roof over your head? Practicing gratitude daily ensures nothing truly precious goes unnoticed. The call to action. Start your gratitude practice now. Write down 3 things you're grateful for at this very moment. Carry this awareness throughout the day, finding opportunities to notice and appreciate life's gifts. Gratitude is a quiet superpower. It doesn't shout, but it transforms everything it touches. When you practice it daily, you cultivate a mindset that sees beauty in the mundane, opportunity in adversity, and abundance in every corner of life. Lesson 10: Embracing impermanence, finding freedom in life's fragility. Everything you cherish, every moment, every connection, every triumph, is fleeting. At first, this realization feels heavy, even unsettling. But Lesson 10 teaches you that embracing impermanence isn't a cause for despair. It's a key to living fully, loving deeply, and letting go of fear. The inevitability of change. Life is a river, always flowing, never still. Clinging to the unchanging is like trying to grasp water with your hands. Yet we resist this truth, building illusions of permanence in relationships, possessions, and our own identity. This resistance creates suffering. But when you accept impermanence, you free yourself from that weight and begin to savor life in its raw, transient beauty. The paradox of impermanence. Impermanence is both the cause of life's fragility and its greatest gift. The fleeting nature of moments makes them precious. A sunset wouldn't be breathtaking if it lasted forever. Love wouldn't be as poignant if it weren't finite. When you embrace impermanence, you start seeing life not as something to control, but as something to experience. How to embrace impermanence. Practice presence. The present moment is all you truly have. When you immerse yourself fully in the now, you transcend worries about the past or future. Meditation and mindfulness are tools to anchor yourself in this fleeting moment. Let go of attachment. Recognize that holding on too tightly to people, outcomes, or things leads to suffering. Instead, appreciate them for what they are while they last. As Khalil Gibran wrote, "Let there be spaces in your togetherness. Reflect on mortality. This might seem morbid, but contemplating the impermanence of life fosters gratitude and urgency. The Stoics called this practice memento mori, or remember you must die. It's not about fear, it's about focus. Knowing your days are numbered compels you to spend them wisely. Stoic insights on impermanence. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on impermanence, writing, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." The Stoics didn't fear change or death, they saw them as natural parts of existence. By embracing impermanence, they found freedom from anxiety and clarity in their purpose. An intriguing metaphor. Picture life as a sand mandala, a masterpiece meticulously created grain by grain, only to be swept away when completed. The monks who create these mandalas understand impermanence, not as a loss, but as a reminder that beauty lies in the act of creation, not its permanence. The call to action. Look around you. What are you holding on to too tightly? What moments or relationships are you taking for granted? Start small. Savor your next meal as if it were your last, or tell someone you love them as if they might not hear it again. Embracing impermanence doesn't diminish life, it amplifies it. It invites you to live boldly, love deeply, and let go gracefully. When you understand that nothing lasts forever, you realize that every moment is enough.